Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. With all this new Battlefield stuff being thrown around on all social media platforms, I figured I would talk about just everything moving forward with the next Battlefield game and what I really want to do personally with my channel, with the stream, and how I want to change things and how I hope Battlefield as a game will change. This is definitely going to be one of those videos where I try to connect with you guys as a community. I mentioned in previous videos before that sometimes I feel as though I don't connect enough with the YouTube side of things, particularly in the comment section. So this is going to be one of those videos where I'm going to do that. So let's get going. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button. And if you want to follow the new Battlefield and a bunch of other FPS games, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting a ton of videos. In regards to the next Battlefield game, we got to see a very unexpected first glimpse of it much earlier than anticipated because of the Battlefield Labs leaks, which for some reason EA is not taking down. These leaks have sparked a ton of conversation within the Battlefield community, and thankfully, the general consensus on what people have seen so far, even though it's very limited, is quite positive. And that should not be taken for granted because, as I've stated a lot in previous videos, first impressions are more important than ever nowadays, especially pertaining to a franchise like Battlefield, which has been on an absolutely massive decline with the recent titles. And during my journey as a content creator, that is really all I've ever experienced. Massive negativity, the environment around Battlefield just utterly deteriorating before my very eyes. I've never had the opportunity to cover or experience a good or even decent Battlefield title. So I truly hope, even though these first impressions are very, very early and subject to massive change, that the next Battlefield enables not only myself, but everyone else to have way more fun because the next Battlefield game is good. I want to have more fun playing my favorite franchise and streaming and making content for you guys. And unfortunately, being a Battlefield content creator for the past number of years has been nearly impossible, especially if you want to make a channel that sort of gives off a positive vibe, if you will. And I'm not saying I'm trying to target my channel towards a certain feeling, definitely not. I always just go on these voiceovers and I give my honest thoughts about what's going on with the franchise. I'm just saying I hope there's more truly positive things to cover in the next Battlefield game because the next Battlefield game deserves it, right? I hope it's actually good. But all of that revolves around the game, right? Battlefield changing. I also want to change, myself and the way that I approach content and the way that I sort of do things on the channel. And I've made these sort of videos before, and I've sort of struggled with maintaining a consistent, well-delivered content approach, because unfortunately, I do just have a lot of passion for this shit. Sometimes I get on this voiceover and I'm real riled up about something and I just let it flow, right? And that's part of the attraction to my channel, but a lot of people get put off by it. And I've been struggling as to whether or not I actually care about putting a lot of people off. And maybe I should, because whenever I go into Reddit threads or Twitter threads, apparently the general consensus of me from a lot of people is that I just constantly complain about everything and that I'm like some sort of horrible, evil person, when that's clearly not the case. I think a lot of those people that say that just don't watch the channel and are regurgitating what they've heard. That's what happens with a lot of people. And I also think a lot of people that say those sort of things don't really look at what I've been covering for the past 7 years. I've daily streamed the worst Battlefield games of all time for over 6.5 years, and it's been extremely frustrating. And I think people don't look at that when they look at the context of my channel. Like, of course, a lot of my content will be quote-unquote negative because the entire environment surrounding Battlefield for the longest time has been mostly negative. But sometimes I also see complaints from people that say, Enders sometimes delivers really good takes in a well-spoken format, and other times he just goes off the rails and just starts yelling. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think it's kind of funny to start yelling about subjects. For instance, let's take a really recent subject. Recently, because of Battlefield Labs leaks, people have been complaining that there are women in the next Battlefield. I think that's a perfect topic just to yell at those people and call them idiots, because it's funny. Like, why would I give those people the respect of a well thought through response when I can just insult them because they deserve to be insulted for basically just being ridiculously misogynistic over a video game and having one of the stupidest takes of all time? Like, guys, imagine this. The next Battlefield game is coming out, and the hill you choose to die on is the fact that you don't like women in the Battlefield game. Are you stupid? Like, of course I'm going to insult that person. So in terms of that particular subject, I think there's plenty of room to just play around and make fun of that particular subject and those people. But where a lot of people, I think, have valid criticisms of myself is where I go off on these, like, big, explosive rants, if you will, about particular in-game subjects. And again, I have a lot of passion for this stuff, so I am going to go on a little, tirade, but I can structure it a little better. Just to give another recent example, I made a video called "Is Battlefield Truly Back?" reacting to leaks and news about the recent Battlefield leaks and news. And I saw a lot of Battlefield milsim shills basically saying, nerf the movement, get rid of the sliding, get rid of the jump peeking, make sure it's slower, all this stuff. It just pisses me off, man. And in that video I said, dude, these people are just bad at video games. And a lot of the times, that's probably very accurate. Their opinions are really bad because I think, well, they're not very good and they don't understand the complexities of Battlefield, or even what it is, what it stands for, how movement affects the game, and a slew of other things. But what I want to change in Battlefield is I want to address those subjects in a more measured manner where I don't let stupid opinions affect the way I record a voiceover and really just deliver, like, extremely well thought through and structured arguments and opinions relating to each and every single subject and video that I put out there. And I have to admit, that's very difficult for me because I like to go basically off script. I'm recording this right now without a script. I've always flowed. I've always just let it roll off the tongue. Sometimes I miss important facts. Sometimes I get everything perfect in one take, and it's beautiful. But the point is, I think I can find a happy medium here where I can just simply improve the channel straight up in the next Battlefield game, or not even in the next Battlefield game, maybe even the next video that I produce, if I just take a second to sort of step back. And with these games being so frustrating, with Delta Force sucking, with Battlefield, potentially being delayed to 2026 because EA said that in an EA earnings call, the amount of stress and the amount of BS can really just pile up. And ultimately, some days, I just want to get the video recording done. And I hate to say that, but a lot of the passion has been sucked out of it some of these days. With 2042, I made, I think, maybe over 500 videos on 2042, and I don't even know how I did that. So to TLDR this entire thing, I want the next Battlefield game to change the environment of the next Battlefield community and experience. I want the game to be fun. I want there to be just better things to experience. I want the boys to come back, play some Battlefield like in the old days. But in terms of the channel, I really want to streamline things. I really want to get it just buttoned up and solid so these people can't paint this ridiculous picture like I'm some sort of evil tyrant that wants everything his way in the next Battlefield title. That's just, it's never been true. I think longtime viewers of the channel, if you really listen to my voiceovers, you would know that to not be true. It's just, I think sometimes people listen to these videos, they get about 3 minutes in, and then they make up their mind, right? They already make up their mind. They don't want to listen to the rest of the video because they've already decided what they're going to think. So I'm going to try to not even give them that. So that's my little community connection video. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comments section down below. In terms of upcoming videos, I've 180'd my opinion on Fragpunk. Totally. So expect another video 180'ing my whole opinion on that game. Been playing the respawn mode. It's sick. It's actually really fun. Been really enjoying it. In terms of Delta Force uploads, that game is dead in the water right now. No clue what they're doing. There hasn't been a peep for what seems to be weeks. So maybe I'll play Operations. We'll see. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to see that. Other than that, Borderlands 4 and Doom: The Dark Ages are coming up, so I'll be playing those. And, of course, I'll be covering many, many Battlefield topics. So be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's see if I can change things for the better, all right? And this time for real. It's going to be fucking hard. But I think it's pretty easily doable if I just stay consistent. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.